Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stephen Parker, AO, Deans, Directors, Senior Staff, and in fact all university staff here today, representatives, supporters, family and friends, and particularly all new commencing students. Welcome to the 2015 University of Canberra Commencement Ceremony. I'm Professor Nick Klomp. I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Education here at the University of Canberra and the Master of Ceremonies for today's events. So here is the Master of Ceremonies turning off his mobile phone. Just thought I'd show you that. The commencement ceremony is not just a chance for the university to mark the official start of the academic year. That's exciting enough, but it's also an opportunity for us to welcome all the new members of the University of Canberra community. And we mean not just all the commencing students, and you're all most welcome, and we're really looking forward to meeting and getting to know you over the next few years, but also all their supporters, family and friends. You'll have a lot to do with the university, and this is a great way, using the commencement ceremony, to mark that occasion and welcome you to the University of Canberra community. As we do at all official events at the University of Canberra, I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we stand. It's the Ngunnawal people's land, and I pay respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to all members of Indigenous communities here today. So it's my pleasure to invite Aunty Shea to the podium to begin the official proceedings with an official welcome to country. Aunty Agnes.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? And I'm very pleased to welcome you today to the 2015 Commencement Ceremony. And as you are about to begin your studies at the University of Canberra. I'm Aunty Shea, and I'm one of the Ngunnawal elders. I'm here with my daughter, and we're very proud to be invited here today for this ceremony. I would like to start off by acknowledging Vice-Chancellor Stephen Parker, other distinguished guests, and our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island friends, and our non-Indigenous friends here today. Also, a very special welcome to the students who are new to Canberra, coming from interstate or even overseas. I hope that you settle into your beautiful new town quickly. And also anyone who may have joined us today for the first time, a very special welcome to you. And those who have been here before, welcome back. Education, and especially university level education, is such a wonderful opportunity and an important time in a person's life. It is an opportunity and moments to be truly treasured. What you learn here at university will prepare you for future challenges in your working and also in personal lives. I hope that you all gain valuable knowledge and experience through your courses, and that you build strong friendships with your fellow students over the years to come. And thank you to the university for inviting me back to attend this ceremony. I hope you all have a wonderful day, enjoying the festivities of a week, and most of all, I wish you the very best for your time here at the University of Canberra. And I'd just like to, when I speak to students, to leave them with a bit of saying that I learned when I was a very young girl, and that's many moons ago. I'm now in my 80s, but we learned this when we first started to reason, and I'd like to leave it with the students. But what to say, education alone will not allow us as a people to move forward in peace and equality. You must have one simple thing, and that's respect. And respect starts with yourself. Respect your history, and most of all, respect all elders. Respect the teachers who will be helping you through your time here, and respect each other. It's a powerful thing, respect. If you have it, you gain confidence. But if you give it, you gain a friend. So once again, on behalf of my daughter and the other Ngunnawal families, thank you again for having us here. Please enjoy the rest of the day. And I'll finish like I normally do, in the language of the Ngunnawal people, Ngana, Yarabai, Yangu, which means you're welcome to leave your footprints on our land, or in other words, welcome to Ngunnawal country. Thank you.
Thanks again, Aunty Agnes, and can I thank you for the support you give to the university and to all our students time and time again. Thanks very much. Now I'd like to invite Professor Stephen Parker, AO, Vice-Chancellor of the University of Canberra, to officially welcome you to the university and to officially mark the new academic year. Stephen.
Thank you, Nick, Aunty Agnes. Welcome everyone to the University of Canberra, whether you've come here straight from school or college, or whether you've taken a gap year, or you've come here after a period in the workforce, or even if you've studied at university before. And I know that sometimes there are family members and friends here in the audience. Welcome to you also. Support from family and friends for new students is really important as they transition to university. Welcome in particular if you've come here from overseas. Moving to a new country can be a great challenge, particularly if you don't know anyone, and particularly if you have a different first language. We hope that you are happy here, and we mean to do everything that we can to support you. I'd like to talk for a few minutes about the university and then give you some advice from my perspective about how to be successful here. UC is a relatively young university in some ways. We started as a college of advanced education in 1968 and became a university only in 1990. But already there are 11 universities younger than us, and already we have over 70,000 graduates. So we're an established part of the higher education landscape here in Australia. We have a strategic plan which is not only about what we'll do, but it's also about who we think we are and why we think we're here. We're committed to providing education which offers high quality, transformative experiences to everyone suitably qualified, whatever their stage of life and irrespective of their origins. So education can change anyone's life, and we're pleased to try and help everyone transform their lives through education. We're here to engage in research and creative practice which are of high quality and aim to make an early and important difference to the world around us. We want to have impact, we want to solve problems, we want to solve them in the here and now. And we're here to contribute through our education and research to the building of just, prosperous and sustainable communities which are respectful of their Indigenous past and committed to redressing disadvantage. So we have a strong equity mission and we're proud of it. I think we have a strong reputation for teaching professional courses which help people find rewarding jobs. University of Canberra graduates have an excellent record in gaining employment. Consistently, year after year, the university is awarded 4 or 5 stars in the Good Universities Guide for our record in graduate employment, positive graduate outcomes, and graduate starting salaries. Over the last few years, we've grown our student intake, and so we now have about 14,000 students enrolled in the university itself, along with students in the University of Canberra College. So we're quite a substantial institution now. In 2013, we entered world rankings as a university, putting us in the top 5% of universities in the world, a position that we retained last year. So we're really proud that in a relatively short time as a university, we've risen right to the top of the world's universities. Canberra as a city, and I say this if you're new to Canberra, is also now world ranked in the top 50 best student cities in the world. It requires there to be 2 ranked universities in the city, and there are now, the ANU and ourselves. And so this is really extending the reputation of Canberra around the world as a great student to come and study in, live in, spend time here. Admissions of international students are particularly strong. At any one time, international students represent between 20 and 25% of our total student numbers, and they come from over 100 countries. We welcome the diversity, and we hope that everyone will enjoy this international atmosphere wherever they come from. This all matters to you, whether or not you realise it now. One day, it may seem a long way off, but one day you will graduate with a certificate or a testamen from the university, and you want to graduate from a university which has a rising reputation and which has alumni or graduates all around the world, which we do. Our growth means that we've been investing in new facilities to improve the experience of people here and to cater for future growth as well. So we've opened new student residences. Last year was Cooper Lodge, just behind Building 5, which has more than 400 beds and also a range now of retail outlets. And so altogether, we have well over 2,000 beds on campus or near to the campus, and we're able to offer an accommodation guarantee. So all first-year domestic students and all international students are guaranteed a university bed if that is what they would like. We opened our new GP super clinic last year, which has a range of services for students and the community: general practitioners, a pharmacy, pathology labs, radiology, psychology services, and the University of Canberra's existing student-led allied health clinics. So it's a great opportunity for health students actually to practice under supervision. And there are some exciting developments which are partly about bricks and mortar, but not entirely. You may know about Canberra's Super 15 rugby union team, the Brumbies. They are based on campus now in our new sporting commons. You can see them train on the playing field opposite. I saw them yesterday. And if you join our gym, you may well see them doing their strength training at the other end of the room. Whether or not that would encourage me to go to the gym or not, I'm not actually sure, but you can see it. If you come from a country that plays no rugby, or perhaps you come from Victoria, go along to a game and see if you enjoy it. The one thing I can guarantee is that the rules are easier to understand than the rules of cricket. And maybe in the future, China, Malaysia, wherever you come from, there will be a Brumbies fan club. This is a campus which has plenty of contemporary music, including some of the biggest acts. This year, for the 6th year running, Grooving the Moo will be on campus on the 3rd of May, and it's a major event. Last year was a sellout with 15,000 tickets sold. This year's lineup has some major acts, including Charlie XCX, Wolfmother, and the Hilltop Hoods. I know Wolfmother have been here before because I saw them, and I believe Hilltop Hoods have been on campus before. And then there are numerous other acts that I haven't actually heard of. So it's a good day, though. It's a really good day. So all of this adds up to a university with good facilities and plenty of opportunities for students. But obviously, you're here to study and to build a career. So I'd like to make some comments about being a student here at the University of Canberra. Being a student is a great phase in many people's lives, but it's not always straightforward. Many of you have to juggle part-time work and study, and some of you have family responsibilities too. Financial hardship is a real and unfortunate aspect of higher education in Australia, and I'm on my best behaviour today, so I won't comment on any government higher education proposals and whether they would make this better or worse. Your studies can be stressful, and some of you may be adjusting to being away from home for the first time. We recognise this. We'll do all we can to support you. The staff were students too. believe it or not, once upon a time. And many of us have children who've been to university or who are currently at university. I have 2 daughters who've been through university, and my 3rd is currently going through university. So we do have insights into what it's like to be a student in today's Australia. So first of all, I urge you to study at a steady pace. Don't leave it until exam time to cram it all in. This might have worked in the past, and I have to confess it might have worked for me, but it doesn't nowadays. There's just too much continuous assessment, and in examinations we're testing for things that you can't cram in at the last minute. So work at a steady pace throughout if you can. Secondly, enjoy all aspects of university life, intellectual, artistic, sporting and social. They're very special places, universities, and we want to help you develop all aspects of your personality, well, most aspects of your personality. Many of our co-curricular activities come under the University of Canberra Union, UCU, and we encourage you to get involved in the activities that interest you. You can now download the new University of Canberra app on Apple or Android, and the app will help you find parking spaces, most importantly, and then there's some other functions like finding your way around campus, making payments like library fees and for parking permits, checking the availability of computers on campus, having access to the latest news and events, staff contact details and so on. So do download the University of Canberra app. Thirdly, please remember that universities are ethical places. In your studies, you need to observe the principles of academic life. You need to cite your sources, don't copy the work of others without attribution, and so on. In your personal conduct, please remember that we believe in diversity. There is no place at UC for prejudice based on race, gender, sexuality, class, or any other irrational criterion, and nor will violence or harassment be tolerated under any circumstances. Fourthly, if you have a problem, do seek help. If you let things pile up, they'll probably only get worse. We have good health and counselling services, we have good academic support programs, and all the staff are here to help you. So, I hope you have a great time at UC. I hope that you will promote it to others whilst you're here and after you leave. From my point of view, you're not only O-Week students, but you are future alumni, and we want you to be good ambassadors for the university. So thank you for joining us, and good luck in your time at the University of Canberra. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Parker. Our guest speaker for today's ceremony is Kirsty Cleburne. Kirsty grew up in rural and remote communities around Australia as part of a family travelling with the mining industry, and the University of Canberra was her first choice for tertiary education and, I suspect, a chance to enjoy city life. Since graduating in 2011 with a Bachelor of Environmental Science, Kirsty has worked in many fields, environmental fields, and is currently an Environmental Protection Officer in the ACT. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please join me in welcoming Kirsty to the front?
Good afternoon. My name is Kirsty Cleburne. I completed a Bachelor of Environmental Science at the University of Canberra between 2009 and 2011. While this degree may not be relevant to what you're here at university to achieve, there are many aspects of my journey that would be similar, and I would like to share with you today to help you on your journeys. Your journey will require a lot of determination and persistence, as there are so many inherent challenges along the way and a lot of obstacles to overcome. Just making the decision to attend university resulted in a flood of information available to help me make the decision of which one to go to. Next was the dilemma on where I should live, and then the quickly approaching closing time for applications to live on residence. But hopefully, for most of you, that has been sorted out and you can now start to settle in. Soon you will get to meet with your convener and the students who will be in most, if not all, of your units for your degree. I know I was sceptical when I was told this, but some of these people you meet may just become one of your best friends at university and in life. This proved true for me. I have my best friend in the audience somewhere here today. Hey. And I also met my husband at university. These students, lecturers and tutors, and of course your family, will be your support unit and help you get through the tough times, as well as being there to share the good times. I want to thank my family and friends for their never-ending support and being here today to help me get through this nerve-wracking speech. Although I know it's not often said out loud, the first year is a big test of who actually wants to be at university and put the effort in. Because these first units you enrol in are the foundation for your degree and not really why you wanted to be at university. Remember to hold on to why you were here. I remember talking to someone in my first year who wanted to save the red panda. This is why he was doing his Bachelor of Environmental Science. In the first year, we completed units such as chemistry and biology, and the only chance that he got to spend talking about the red panda was during a 5-minute choose your own speech topic. He became very disheartened and went on to complete a degree in business. I really wish that someone was here to tell him and the rest of us that this was only the beginning of achieving our dreams, because these foundation units give you the skills to learn, schedule your time, form friendships, the ability to continue reading late into the night even though your eyes want to close, and get to know your lecturers, and most importantly, get used to getting your assignments in on time and effectively studying for exams, which may all happen to be within the 1 week. So it's important to keep in mind why you will enjoy university. Is it to get a better job or to start a new career? You're not limited to the majors and minors listed on your degree. It is not just about the information you're given, it is what you do with it. So, university gives you important skills for the workforce. It is not just about the information you're given, it is what you do with it, is what my grandfather told me. I did not fully understand what he meant at the time, but it did not take me long to realise that university teaches you how to answer your own questions and gives you important tools such as how to research and be resourceful, being accountable for your choices. For example, do you start studying the night before the exam? How to deal with confrontation, how to compromise, meet commitments, communicate effectively, and further develop confidence and independence. If I hadn't gone to this university, I wouldn't be up here speaking today. The University of Canberra's Environmental Science degree incorporated frequent fieldwork and focused on the development of technical skills. This helped to set me apart from other job applicants, as I had real-world examples for selection criteria and interviews, as well as technical reports, which I could take along to showcase my skills. Through completing my degree at the University of Canberra and taking the time to complete work experience during term breaks, I've been successful in becoming an environmental scientist. For 2 years, I was an environmental consultant, and I got to do a fair bit of project work and travel interstate on my own. Since then, I've worked at the Environment Protection Authority in New South Wales and now the ACT as an Environment Protection Officer, which is extremely rewarding with a diverse range of tasks. When employment time comes, don't panic. It is quite common that what you learn at university will not be exactly what you do in your employment, and it will not be very often that you directly apply your knowledge to some of your jobs. What university has given you is the skills to be able to succeed in the workplace, as you need skills such as communication, organisation, reliability, and most importantly, persistence. There is also nothing to say, for example, that if you do a degree in IT, you must get a job in IT. It helps to have a related degree, and in many graduate programs this is a requirement. However, there are a lot of employers that recognise that a university degree gives you invaluable interchangeable skills, and you will be an asset to the organisation if you apply them. Some good parts of university were the field trips, the challenge of learning, having the ability to soak up knowledge from some of the best experts in the profession and ask them questions. Some of them will even ask you if you want to assist them with their research, and I know you will be really busy, but if you can take them up on the offer, not only will you have something to put on your CV, you will learn a lot. One thing I did not fully appreciate until the end, when I did an elective in a non-science unit, is this is one of the few times in your life that you will have the opportunity to be immersed in an environment where everyone speaks a similar language and has similar interests. Do some networking, make some good friends. The world is a small place, and it is likely that you will see people you met at university in the workforce. Furthermore, on 3 occasions now, I've been interviewed by people who attended the University of Canberra. This made a great first impression, and we already had the ability to establish a connection, which certainly made the interview more relaxed and increased my chances of being memorable to the selection panel. One of the challenges and obstacles from attending university was group work, when there was a member or more in your team that were unorganised or just did not care. The worst part is often you all get the same grades, so you need to work out really quickly who is good to work with, what each individual's strengths are, and put them to good use. If you end up in a disorganised team, it will mean you either need to carry your own team to achieve good grades, have some tough discussions with the group, or suffer with bad grades, because it is not the lecturer's job to deal with disputes. And not many of them will be interested in spending their time giving extensions or facilitating group mediation. So, try not to be a bad team member. People will work out pretty quickly that they do not want you in their group. Some advice I would like to share with you is to read the unit outline before you ask your lecturer questions such as, when is the field trip, or when is this assignment due? Otherwise your lecturer will likely answer, it is in the unit outline, and look disappointed. When you read your unit outlines, which I hope you do at the start of the semester, I found it extremely useful to spend half an hour creating a table in Microsoft Word with each week in a row and units for the semesters across the top of the columns, with the assignment due dates, field trips, exams and tests, and practical classes. Put the accessible items and the percentage of the grade in a colour you'll notice. I like purple, so everything was in purple, that was important. And it will get to the stage when time will be valuable and you'll have to dedicate your time to the bigger assessment items and prioritise them. To help prevent this, you'll also know straight away if you have 3 assignments and an exam in the same week and have a chance to prepare. And maybe even get a couple of assignments started early. You will instantly make friends with your colleagues who will know to ask you when things are due, or if you would like to be in their team for the group assignment coming up, because they know that you're organised and you should be a good team member. A timetable with you during the day will also be a lot of help, because it's hard to get lecture rooms mixed up when you are in a hurry, and you will be. And I almost forgot, even though at the time, 5% grade weighting for an assessment item does not seem like an awful lot. If you can get close to the 50% mark by exam time, at least you will know you can pass the unit and it will take some of the pressure off. Of course, you should do your best and get those high distinctions. Don't listen to those people who say P's equal degrees. I mean, they do, but P's don't equal jobs. And when you come out of university with your degree, you'll be joined by thousands of other students. It is important to have something that will set you apart from these people, and this is a good start. At the end of this, it'll be up to just you to prove why you deserve a job. By attending university, you're at the beginning of your journey and you can make of it whatever you would like to. I'm glad that I chose to attend the University of Canberra. It is the right size to become part of a community and get to know students, tutors, lecturers, and form support networks while having the resources and equipment available for practical learning. The Student Academic Centre was available to students who wanted some feedback on their reports and facilitated development of effective written communication skills. The university also had a lot of field trips where you could learn firsthand about the environment and design methodologies, use field equipment, form hypotheses, develop identification skills, and gain appreciation of the interrelatedness of the physical, biological, and chemical aspects of the environment. It gave us the chance to ask questions and apply our knowledge, plus a chance to have a break from the textbooks. I did not realise until very recently that it is your lecturers that invest their personal time in preparing for these field trips and takes on the responsibility for your safety. So keep that in mind on your next field trip and thank them, because without their efforts, these field trips would not happen. Another good aspect of the university is the practical classes that were always kept to a size where the students could ask lecturers and tutors for help and learn with other students, which I think is very important for helping students to succeed. I always found that if you were willing to show commitment and put in the effort, the staff members made the time to help you. You will see on a lot of occasions students asking for extensions without a valid reason, and they will get a blunt no and a reminder for every day that it is late they will lose a percentage of their final grade. This is also something to appreciate because they are maintaining fairness, allowing students the same amount of time to prepare and present their work. I was determined to do my very best at university, as I was only going to give myself one chance to get it right. With this attitude, I formed friendships with quite a few of my lecturers. I remember the time when one of my lecturers handed back our assignments. As he placed mine on the table, he paused and said to me, "Kirsty, what happened?" He had become used to me getting high distinctions, and this distinction worried him, and he wanted to know if I needed any help or if something was wrong. I want to thank Professor Jim Hone for encouraging me to do my very best, spending the time to answer questions from students, promoting fairness by being tough on students trying to get extensions for being slack, and having faith in me. It is because of your early encouragement, professionalism, and support that I was able to achieve the highest academic results in resource and environmental science. I feel privileged to have the opportunity to give something back to the university by being here to talk to you all today. Because attending the University of Canberra opened up so many opportunities for me and gave me so much more than just a degree. Thank you, University of Canberra, and thank you all for your attention and time today.
Thank you, Kirsty. We really appreciate the time you've taken to talk to all the new students here today and for your ongoing support of the University of Canberra. Thanks very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you would have dealt with the staff in the today and earlier during the week, and you would have noticed that they've almost got a permanent smile on their face. Perhaps slightly frazzled because it's a really busy time of year, but a permanent smile that you can hardly wipe off their face. And that's because it really is an exciting time of year. It's exciting for you folk, as the Vice-Chancellor has said and as Kirsty has said already. It is a new chapter in your life. You're going to learn a lot, but you're also going to discover a lot about yourself, and you're going to make a whole lot of new friends, and you're going to be resetting your values and thinking about careers. So it really is a new step, a new phase in your life, and it is absolutely the privilege for the staff to be part of that. And so understand if we sort of look a little bit giddy and kind of excited about the commencement ceremony, it really is an important part for the university. As part of that, a few years ago, we came up with something called the University of Canberra Book Project. And the University of Canberra Book Project involves giving every commencing student a novel. It doesn't matter whether you're doing business or nursing or accounting or environmental science, every commencing student gets a novel, and all the staff. And a couple of years ago when we started it, it was Jasper Jones, and last year it was Room. And this year is the Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. And the reason I mention that, you'll see it as a big banner on the library wall when you go out in the concourse, and you'll see posters around and that sort of stuff. If you would have got an email saying come and collect your free copy from the Co-op bookshop. If you haven't collected it, get to it. A lot of your staff will work it into discussions, in tutorial. It's a novel. I get it's a novel. I know it's not necessarily anything to do with your Bachelor of Business or Environmental Science, but you'll be amazed how the themes, the concepts, and even the characters can be worked into your curriculum. But you'll also hear about various events, extracurricular activities, other activities around campus that will involve the book one way or another. So don't be outside the loop and be wondering what's going on. The reason I mention it and hold it up now is also because it's an opportunity for family and friends. You won't necessarily be able to follow Kirsty's environmental science and chemistry lectures and be able to participate in the chat around the dinner table about that, but you may well be able to pick up a book yourself from the library or borrow a copy from your son and daughter and read it as well. So it'll be another aspect that you can participate in your son and daughter or friends' work at the University of Canberra. So please, by the way, it's a really cool read as well. The reason I mention all this now and not getting on with the official ceremony is because traditionally, Kirsty, we ask the Vice-Chancellor up here to give you a thank you gift, which is these flowers, for your time, for coming here and sharing your expertise and your memories with all the new students. But Graham Simpson, the author of the Rosie Project, was here when we launched it. We announced the book for this year a few months ago. He was here and I grabbed him and I got him to sign a few copies with best wishes. So I thought we'd make that as part of the gift as well, Kirsty. So can I invite the Vice-Chancellor up and Kirsty, please come on up, and to thank you for your time in supporting the university.
Thanks very much. Terrific, very good. Thank you as well.
I'd like to thank all our speakers today, Aunty Agnes Shea, Vice-Chancellor Professor Stephen Parker and Kirsty Cleburne. Thank you very much for your words of support and advice. Thanks to the orientation team for organising this week's program of events, and thanks to all the university staff for attending here today and making what's a very busy time of year, making yourself available in support of the commencing students and all their supporters, families and friends. Thanks to all the students, parents, families and friends for attending now. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day and I hope you absolutely love your time here at the University of Canberra.